After the failure that was Season 8, the Game of Thrones franchise was all but dead. House of the Dragon, based on the book Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin, has done an incredible job of restoring the former glory days, and Season 1 was nothing shy of fantastic, even close to perfect. Across the 10 episodes, and minus the White Walkers, we've had everything that made the earlier seasons of Game of Thrones flawless. Politics, strategy, drama, strong characters, interesting story arcs, prophecy, expertly crafted action scenes, and dragons. Welcome to Jit Geek everyone, and welcome to our House of the Dragon Season 1 review. We will be exploring what made this season so great, what were the downfalls, and outlining what I think are the critical changes from the book. There will be also spoilers for both House of the Dragon Season 1, Game of Thrones, and the books. Starting off with what was great about this season was the acting. It was incredible and was the overall highlight of Season 1 for me. Matt Smith as Daemon Targaryen was flawless. Both actresses playing Rhaenyra and Alicent did a great job. There were either some incredible performances from supporting characters like Otto Hightower, but the absolute standout performance has to go to Paddy Considine playing Viserys. George Martin has even come out and said he wants to edit the book to reflect how well Paddy played the actor, which is a true testament to the quality. Episode 8 was peak Viserys. The throne room scene, the dinner scene, even down to his final words, the performance made the show for me. Each episode had at least one banger of a line, and overall I thought the dialogue was also very strong, considering the book had very little to work with. It was clear that George Martin was on set to help out the showrunners, and at times the quality of the dialogue matched seasons 1 to 4 of Game of Thrones. Watch out for our video about the best lines from season 1 coming soon on Jit Geek. Now, Westeros, it felt like we were back in the glory days again, and at times even better than before. The flags, the heraldry, the sets, visiting new locations, the production value added to the world building and upped the show's quality for me. This all came as a request from George Martin, and yes, it was possible due to having a massive budget, but you can clearly see they've spent wisely. Overall, the season had many other greats, like the CGI, the dragons looked fantastic, the action, the set pieces, and the attention to detail is notable in near enough every scene. But despite the season being near perfect, it did have some moments that weren't so great. Because of the time jumps, most notably in episode 6, we were introduced to characters who saw limited screen time, and in the same episode were killed off. Both older versions of Harwin Strong and Laena Velaryon suffered this fate, and their deaths, at least for me, didn't have any impact. Let me know what you think though, in the comments below. Aside from that, the closing scene in episode 9 just felt off. We all know which one I'm talking about as well. Rhaenys and Meleys bursting through the floor of the dragon pit, killing many innocents, only to scream at the Greens and fly away. It's worth noting that this wasn't in the books and was only added for shock value. Likewise, is it me or was the season finale anticlimactic? Yes, it had some great scenes, the CGI was fantastic, and the action had me at the edge of my seat, but the ending left me underwhelmed. To me, the season could have ended with the death of Viserys in episode 8, and that would have wrapped things up perfectly. Now on to the changes. I'm no expert on the book Fire and Blood, but there were some critical changes that have impacted the story one way or another. One of the better changes the showrunners made was having Alicent and Rhaenyra be friends. In the book, Alicent is somewhat older, but House of the Dragon does an excellent job in establishing their relationship and makes great use of it throughout the season, even using specific callbacks in episode 10 with that ripped page in the book. Now, whilst the books don't stick around too long on any particular event, it does offer some nuggets of information. One example I would have loved to have seen was the fight between Daemon and the crab feeder in episode 3, which is given some detail in the books, but to have that scene done off screen was a disappointing change for me. And finally, my favourite change. Now, considering the books are written from the perspective of a maester, a court jester, and sometimes other randoms, the show provides a true account of events in season 1. This meant we were given lots of new scenes that weren't in the books, most notably the prophecy conversations between Viserys and Rhaenyra. In my eyes, these were a great addition, a nod to the Song of Ice and Fire fans, a nod to the White Walkers, and a potential major spoiler for the Winds of Winter, or even a Dream of Spring. In all, a near perfect season of television in my eyes. I think that wraps things up, folks. Hope you've all enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Thanks, take care, see you soon.